Hey guys, what is up? I meant to do this video yesterday, but I got sidetracked. So here we are, going to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day. I watched it yesterday, so that's why I was saying I meant to do this yesterday. Hence me wearing this Spider-Man t-shirt. So I was trying to decide, did I want to do a complete spoiler take on this or wait and do it Monday. Um, but I was just like, well, I feel like the secret's probably going to already be out, so I'm just going to talk about it, and then I'll put in the captions that this is a spoiler review, just in case you don't want to know. Okay. And sorry about my look today because I hadn't gone to get my haircut yet, which is what I do plan to do today. So, and my bags, obviously. But I try to put some cream, and I don't know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But hey, you know what? We're here, so let's just try to love each other. Let's just try. Anyway, so this is basically after the events of No Way Home. A forgotten Peter Parker lives alone in his full time Spider Man until mounting pressure triggers a dangerous change and a powerful new enemy emerges. So, obviously, we got the returning cast of Tom Holland playing Peter Parker, Zendaya playing MJ, Jacob playing Ned Leeds, and then we got Mark Ruffalo coming in as Bruce Banner, John Bernthal as Frank Castle, Sadie Sink, and now even in IMDb. So if you look it up, if you're looking it up now, um, it's revealed that Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey. So that's why I was going to be like, but it's going to be out. It's going to be out. Okay, so, and also we have Liza Colin Zayas playing Detective. Uh, she's playing a detective. I forget what her character name is. Um, Tremel Tillman. He plays Bill. Marissa Tomei, even though she had passed away, but because of memories emerging, she is in this movie for just a brief moment. Obviously, she plays May Parker. It says Naomi Watts was in here, but I don't remember seeing her in the movie, unless it was very quick. And Michael Mando, I love that man. I think he's something about him. I'm just like, he's pretty. I think he's hot. Anyway, he plays the Scorpion. Um, Marvin Jones the third. Okay, so I'm going to talk about things that pissed me off, and then things that I liked, obviously. So this is one of the things that pissed me off in this movie. He's portrayed to being played Tombstone. He had one of the most brief moments in here where I'm just like, what the kind of shit is that? And I thought, like, looking at him, I was like, wow, he looked like he plays a convincing Tombstone, but he was barely in it. Um, Olivia Booth Ford, she plays the Sarah. I'm sorry, she plays Sarah Gray, the sister to Jean. And may I say this, and I don't remember this at all, and watching the animated show or even like anything in the comics, I didn't know she had a sister. I'm sorry, but I don't remember that. Florence Pugh, Yelena, um, and this dude was like barely in there, but Iman um, Esfandi plays MJ's boyfriend. Um, and yeah, that's kind of it. Anyway, so this is directed by Destin Daniel Cretton. Writers are Chris McKenna, Eric Summers. Um, so in the opening sequence, like there's a kind of like a opening, kind of like a montage, if you will, of him, Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, um, jumping in, and he's doing his like, because now he's like pretty much full time Spider-Man, and he's been fighting off all these villains, including Scorpion, the Hand, Boomerang, Tombstone, you name it. And then he even comes in contact with the Punisher, aka Frank Castle. Um, and then, like I mentioned, um, because of the of what happened in No Way Home, MJ and Ned do not remember Peter or the fact that he is Spider Man. So Peter is watching, like videos of them, of Ned and MJ, like, they're whatever they're doing throughout their day, and he feels bad that he's not a part of their lives, but he did it to protect them, more so MJ. Um, so now there is this, which I know you guys have seen in the trailers, that there is this threat where, like in this one scene, there is this tank, and it's like blowing up buildings, or shooting at the police and whatnot. And so Spider-Man comes in and tries to take it down, and then Frank is also in the midst of it. Excuse me. And Spider-Man just like, go home, Frank, and whatever. And when Spider-Man is like opening up the tank and trying to see who's in there, is this older lady, and she don't remember why or how she got in there. And then Spider-Man is seeing that it's transporting through different people, but only he sees it and senses it. And when it gets to like this last guy, like getting into the chopper, Sadie's character, although you don't see her and just yet, tries to jump into Spider-Man's head, but then she can't fully jump in. Just like, oh, I can't seem to get into you yet. And so there's like this, banter with them. But he's trying to figure out who she is, and then Jean already kind of know who he is, but not really. So she is like trying to figure out like how she can threaten him. So then she tries to get MJ, does that. Oh my god. There was this one scene where he's trying to save MJ, like taking her back to where he lives, and he thinks that it's MJ. And I think we're all like the audience that we have. Well, okay. So let me tell you this. I was in 4DX, and if you have not experienced 4DX, in certain, I won't say every film needs this, but I feel like a film like this, anything that's like I say action, maybe something where you're like, oh yeah, this will be a cool little experience. I'd say definitely with this movie for sure. Check it out in that format. Um, so we were definitely like trying to like all around throughout the seats and everything like that. And so um, he takes her back to his place, and he's trying to reveal. He was scared, but like he was trying to reveal himself to her, but she's like, I feel like I know who you are, and she does this like almost it's a little kind of throwback to the original Spider-Man, where it takes the mask up to the nose and like just kissing him, and just like Peter, and they were all kind of like oh, and Jean is like, you thought it was her, huh? Well, let me let you know, she don't remember you at all. And she like kind of throws herself off the building, and he catches her and everything, and takes her somewhere else. I think yeah, it takes her to Frank's place, and eventually there she's like okay, so she eventually reads the letter, and this is like past everything. um did you mean to leave this letter for me? And he was like, no. um I was going to give it to you, but then I was kind of like, what's the point? But anyway, she reads it, and she's like, I don't know who you are. And she's like, can you at least take the mask off? And he does. And like everything that's in this, like I don't know who you are. And he even confesses his love to her. So it was kind of heartwarming. And she's like, okay, well, the fact that you told me this, and I don't know you, I don't remember you, I don't love you, Peter. I'm sorry to have to say that, but I don't know you. And we were like, oh, and it's kind of like sad. Um, but yeah, this movie was action packed. Um, it was such a beautiful, like, New York moments. Definitely groundbreaking, like well, not groundbreaking, but like a ground level Spider-Man. And I think we all can admit, like, we love to see Peter Parker and his depressed stages. That's what we know Spider-Man for. From the Tobey Maguire to um um his name is erasing me, but the Amazing Spider-Man ones, they were all kind of like, at first they had happy moments, but then it got lonely and depressed, and it's like Spider-Man can't seem to have a normal happy life because he's out fighting crime, and um um but this, along with No Way Home, has to be one of the best Spider-Mans of this Tom Holland versions. Um, No Way Home I like because of, you're seeing all the three Spider-Mans, you're seeing all the villains again. That was the epic one, and this one is so good because, um, I mean, you're seeing him do his thing, but again, he's lonely, he's depressed, and no one knows who he is. Um, but yeah, what a great movie! What a great experience! And Sadie Sink, I thought she did a great job as being Jean Grey, and she is now figuring out her full potential powers. Um, and yeah, it's such a great movie. Also, and one of the scenes is like early on in the scenes. I don't know if everybody called that, but I called it. Um, he's he's always going into the store to pick up flowers. Well, as an Easter egg, they put in Tom Holland's um, Zero Beer brand. I think it's Biro on the shelf, and I was like, "Oh my god!" But I don't know if I was the one to catch, only one to catch that. But like, no one like really like, oh, look, Anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, everyone was great. Like I said, Sadie Sink did a great job as her character as Jean Grey. Um, um, and then you're really figuring out who the real villain is, and you're thinking it's Jean, but it's actually um, Bill, who is part of this organization, and you think that he's trying to keep these people off the street. Well, he's trying to use them for like a defense team to fight back, basically, and these weapons that he has and all that kind of stuff. It seemed kind of weird at first. We're like, okay, we're gonna go with it, but he's basically the bad guy. Um, Liza did a great job as a detective. Um, yeah, it was such a great film. I highly recommend seeing it. But let's read some reviews as I typically do. This one gives it a 10 out of 10. Can't say too much. The story is the type I like. It reminds me of the first Spider-Man movie. What a performance by Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I will need to watch it 2 to 3 times to give an honest review. One time is not enough. Please go watch it. It's worth watching this masterpiece. Thanks, Marvel and Sony. That was short. Okay. Oh, this is a lengthy one. This one gives it an 8 out of 10. The Spider-Man I've always wanted. Spider-Man Brand New Day is absolutely phenomenal, and it might just be one of the greatest live-action Spider-Man movies ever made, if not the greatest. The cinematography is on a completely different level compared to the previous films. Every frame is bursting with beautiful, vibrant colors and consistently stand out, making this movie a visual treat from start to finish. Can agree with that. Some of the shots are direct recreations of the other comic book panels, and seeing those moments brought to life on the big screen made the experience even more special. The practical stunt work deserves a lot of praise. It gives the action a sense of weight and realism that's often missing in modern superhero films, making every fight and swing from the city feel authentic. Tom Holland and John Bernthal have incredible chemistry together. Yes, definitely. Every scene they share is engaging, and I honestly can't wait to see them interact again in a future project. Sadie Sink makes a fantastic debut in the MCU, and Mark Ruffalo's Hulk hasn't looked this good in years. Both performances add a lot to the movie, fit naturally into the story. Um, Speaking of the story, it's emotional, compelling, and it feels like the perfect progression after the events of No Way Home. It balanced heartfelt character moments and spectacular action. Pacing never lets up. The fight sequences are outstanding, and the stunt work throughout the movie is simply incredible. Jackie Chan stunt. Oh my god, I forgot Jackie Chan's stunt team did this movie. Okay, thank you for reminding me, whoever you are. Um, they clearly poured their hearts out into this film. The choreography is among the best the MCU has ever delivered. The only Marvel movie I can really compare it to terms of action is Shang-Chi. I say Shang-Chi. I don't know if that's really how you pronounce it. I think some people say Shang-Chi. But I'm going to continue to say Shang-Chi because it just sounds better. And The Legend of the Ten Rings, considering they directed the same film, I'm not surprised by the final result at all. Destin Daniel Cretton has crafted a Spider-Man movie that presents a character in the way fans have dreamed and seen for years. It truly feels like the comic books have come to life right before our eyes. Overall, Spider-Man Brand New Day exceed every expectation I had. It's emotional, visually stunning, packed with incredible action, and understands exactly what makes Spider-Man such a beloved character. For every for me oh, For me, it's not just another MCU movie. It's one of the finest Spider-Man films ever made. I would have to agree with that, but I'm surprised that you gave it a an 8 out of 10. Okay. Um, but yes, I totally agree with that. Everything the dude was saying. Um, this one is another 10 out of 10. Best Spider-Man yet. Just got out of the theaters to see Spider-Man Brand New Day. I honestly loved it. 10 out of 10 for me. Tom Holland gives his best performance yet as Peter Parker, and it was amazing to see Zendaya and the rest of the cast back together. The chemistry is still there, and it really makes the emotional moments hit. John Bernthal as the Punisher is absolutely outstanding. Every scene with him is a highlight. I also love the movie that brings Spider-Man back to his roots um, as your amazing Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It's much more grounded, personal, and street level, which makes the story feel even stronger. And finally, Sadie Sink is a fantastic addition to the MCU. No spoilers, but she's excellent new casting choice, and I'm really excited to see what's next for her character. A perfect mix of action, emotion, and heart. I can't wait to watch it again. Absolutely, absolutely. This one, ooh, this one's, oh my god. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to read all this. Look at this. Look at this. This is a fucking letter. What is this? All right. I'll see what I can get out of this. But this is the fucking. Like, who are you writing this for? Um, 9 out of 10. A fresh, emotional, and grounded rebirth for Peter Parker stepping into a brand new era. The first thing that comes to my mind is how remarkably authentic and emotional raw this new direction feels. It's masterfully crafted, layered in profound humanity, and above all, deeply touching. Peter Parker faces the painful aftermath of his ultimate sacrifice, carrying the unbearable weight of a world where he has become a complete stranger. Living like a lone wolf, pretty much in isolation, After losing everything that once defined him, deeply missing MJ as well as Ned, and still very much grieving his aunt, he once again chooses to put his heart on the front line for the people in New York. Watching him navigate that overwhelming loneliness while continuing to protect New York is both heartbreaking and inspiring. At and what makes this movie so compelling is that despite this emotional heaviness, is it it never loses sight of hope. At its core, this isn't simply just another battle between good and evil. It's a story about resilience, identity, forgiveness, and the courage to rebuild your entire life from scratch after losing everything that mattered. Every major decision Peter makes carries genuine emotional weight, making his journey feel more human than ever. The return of some familiar faces and new ones faces naturally with an emotional core. Peter, Peter tentatively seeks to rebuild fragile bridges with MJ and Ned through um, instigal and the connection rather than forced exposition. Meanwhile, the newcomers fit seamlessly into this new chapter. John Bernthal, brutal yet nuanced Frank Castle slash Punisher, creates the fascinating um, the contrast with Spider-Man. Mark Ruffalo brings warmth and wisdom as Bruce Banner. The same can't exactly be said about the Hulk, and Sadie Sink immediately established herself as a captivating addition to the MCU, developing a deeply tragic performance that explores the heavy bridges of telepathy, mutant identity, and the profound bond of a shared isolation she forms with Peter. The chemistry across the entire ensemble feels effortless and deeply authentic. From a technical standpoint, this may very well be the most visually accomplished Spider Man movie ever made. Modern filmmaking technology has reached an astonishing level, but what truly impresses is how creatively it excuse me is used here to serve the narrative. The swinging mechanisms excuse me generally felt alive, fluid, and creatively. Oh, sorry. Where am I at? Okay. See, this is why I'm like I hate reading these because some of them are so long. Feel alive, fluid, and believable, constantly placing you alongside Spider-Man rather than simply watching him from afar. The action is phenomenal throughout, um, and in an in-game combat sequence against the Hands, Red Ninjas, and the Damage Control. That's the one I told you about. And that feels like a living painting you could witness in the uh, every frame balances spectacle with clarity, constantly serving the story rather than overwhelming. Yet, it is all visually brilliance in the emotional dimension that truly elevates the experience. Several beautiful, crafted scenes explore grief, empathy, sacrifice, and second chances with remarkable restraint, proving that some of the movie's most powerful moments rely on a quiet human connection. There are also handful of unforgettable sequences that the comic book fans have dreamed of seeing and adapted for years. Punisher carrying an injured Spider-Man is comic book frame that as iconic as it can be, all handled with tremendous care and genuine emotional impact. Absolutely. Yeah, there are some scenes that is very heartwarming, heartfelt. Um, Not to mention it's very, like I said, action packed. But it's actually such a beautiful, beautiful movie. On a lighter note, the subtle comic book references, clever callbacks, and unexpected surprises naturally flow with the story, maintaining a wonderful balance between humor, strength, and vulnerability. Longtime fans will constantly find rewarding details, while the film quietly plants intriguing seeds for the future, opening exciting possibilities without allowing them to overshadow the story being told today. What's certain is that you'll experience a wide range of emotions from beginning to end. The movie delivers thrilling action and breathtaking visuals, but what truly stays with you is the human emotions with Peter. The personal journey is its core. Um, by the time the credit rolls, you're left thinking less about this spectacular battle than about humanity behind the mask. Important to point out how Tom Holland fully embodies the Peter Parker and Spider Man with extraordinary dedication, with all of the heart and soul. He has always been a gifted actor with impressive emotional range and an undeniable physical commitment. But with his growth over the years has been remarkable, reaching new and greater levels as an actor. Watching him evolve from a hyperactive kid under an Iron Man wing to his mature, battle tested, yet deeply vulnerable hero carrying the heavy weight of isolation is pretty mesmerizing. To be honest, much like Peter himself, Tom Holland continues to evolve, embracing new challenges and to offer newly delightful flavors to the audience. Quite admirable, if you ask me. Um, Blah, 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 blah. Let's just get to the end. Spider Man Brand New Day isn't just one of the best superhero movies ever made, it is because of its emotional psychological layers. Pretty memorable film in its own right. Remind us why Peter Parker remains one of the most relatable, inspiring heroes for generations. Let's see if this one is long and lengthy too. Hello? Okay. Okay, so it's not too bad. Uh, okay. This is an 8 out of 10. This is the last one. Thank you so much for staying with me. Tom Holland delivers his best performance to date. Excellent movie. Following the reality altering events of Doctor Strange making the world forget Peter Parker, the young hero must navigate life complete isolation while facing the deep and dangerous new mystery involving unfamiliar threats, comic book adversaries, and unexpected crossovers that pull him into a much larger universe. If I was reviewing this movie based solely on its special effects, I'd be discussing greatness. Honestly, if dazzling visuals, breathtaking fight sequences, and sheer spectacle are your thing, this movie is sensational. The production value are exceptional. The opening absolutely hooked me. The ending delivered the emotional roller coaster I've been hoping for. The middle perhaps doesn't quite hit those same dazzling heights, but that's only because the beginning and the end are so incredibly strong. It still moves along at at a cracking pace with more than enough action and and intrigued to keep you invested. Tom Holland has grown on me more and more with every passing outing. Here is here is very much feels like Spider-Man, and it's easily his most assured performance yet. While much of his personal journey is engaging, parts of it is as though Christopher Nolan had wandered into the writer's room, giving us yet another central character weighed down by heavy trauma. It works, but it is a direction modern blockbuster scene increasingly found of taking. You definitely get to see some classic comic book adversaries, and you can decide for yourself just how effective they are. The production values extend wonderfully, and the sound design, which is sharp and powerful with becoming overwhelming, something I appreciate after my recent experience with The Odyssey. Watching the film for a second time allowed me to appreciate many of the subtleties I've missed for the first viewing. I caught an early 10 o'clock screening, and the cinema was absolutely packed. So I have a strong feeling that this is will do exceptionally well, and it deserves to. One thing I did make me chuckle, however, was the absurd number of themed commercial titties before the film started, featuring everything from superhero car insurance to tactical toothbrushes. Not that I'm cynical at all now. Hand me to a Spidey back black coffee. Okay, whatever you're saying. Um, so I'm trying to see, do I want to give it a 10 out of 10? Because I don't think it's quite perfect, but it's almost there. Excuse me. I'd probably say a 9 out of 10. Excuse me. Um, like I was saying, like there are some characters in this movie that, yes, it's only for like a montage sequence, but also at the same time, like you see some characters that are from the comic books, and you're like, oh, I would love to see him fight him off. You don't really, because it's a montage. Now I will say, like, you did get to see him fight the hands, and that was such a beautiful sequence. Oh my god. He really developed his his spider sense for sure, and he didn't need his little things that he makes. He is finally getting authentic webs coming out of him, like Tobey Maguire. Um, but that was such a beautiful scene. All around, all throughout this movie, it was such a beautiful film. The action, the um, the highs, the lows. There was moments where you really feel for him, and as I mentioned, like these are the times where you really feel that yes, this is like a Spider-Man that you really want to see, and makes me go back to the Tobey Maguire movies because those are the Spider-Mans, or at least that's the Spider-Man that I grew up with. Um, that like he was my Spider-Man, you know. Um, sorry, but but yeah, no, this movie is definitely it's something to be seen, definitely in the theaters. And as I mentioned, if you're able to see it in 40x, I would definitely do so. But if not, hey, at least watch it in the big screen. Um, I didn't do it in 3D, but I'm sure that's also something to see. I don't know. It's not, as I get older, I'm like, not all movies is worth to be in 3D. Um, but no, it's such a an epic film, and I knew it would be, and now this is making me really want to go see. Like I'm so hyped for Doomsday now, so I'm hoping it's even better than this. Hoping so. But yeah, 9 out of 10 for me. But yeah, if you've seen this movie already, let me know what you thought of it, and if you plan on seeing it, let me know. Let me know. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click the like button. Okay, and I'll see you next time. Bye.